Welcome back to the channel. Right now, we're going to review Bad Blood that took place last night, and what a show it was. I was very happy with it. Not everything about it was 100% great, but there was a lot of great moments during it. Now, if you haven't seen it, please go and watch it now. Pause this, go see it so you can see if my review is honest and maybe the same type of opinion that you have. But I will say, I loved everything about intricacies that they did. They brought in legends to try to hype it up. You would have thought that this was a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam as much as they were promoting it as the show went on. We got to see the likes of Scott Steiner, Goldberg, the 2 out of the 4 Horsemen. They did a really good job. I really liked that. The other thing that I liked is that they also carried over storylines from the Friday Night SmackDown with Chelsea Green still smelling bad from the trash. I'm kind of excited to see where that goes. Overall, I thought that the atmosphere was really, really cool. The crowd was really, really into it. But, man, I feel kind of bad for Cody and Roman Reigns and the Bloodline because they had one hell of a show that they had to outdo. And right out of the gate, we have Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. I kind of figured that was how it was either going to begin that way or it was going to end that way. I'm glad that they had it begin that way. And the reason why is because they let them have as long as they needed to tell the story. What a beautiful match. You had everything that you want in a type of cage match. You had the blood, you had the carnage, you had the bruises, the bumps. I can guarantee you right now, they are feeling the effects. Drew McIntyre got sliced in the back. Took a shot to the head, diamond-plated toolbox. CM Punk got lacerated. It was just, there was a lot of good spots. So I highly recommend, if you don't watch anything else from that night, just watch that one match. I'm sure you won't get disappointed and then you'll want to watch the rest of it. Very, very good. Now, once again, I hope that this is the score that ends it all. CM Punk won it. He won it cleanly. Let's move on after this because I don't know how you top this. I'm sure that they could. I just don't know how you would do that. And quite frankly, I don't want to see it. Both men struggled to get out of there. CM Punk had to have the medics. One of the things I really loved about that is that they, whether it's true or whether it's not, man, they brought those medics out and had him put on the oxygen mask because it looked like he had just wore himself out too much, And if the match would have kept going, they both would have not been able to keep competing. Love that aspect. Hoping that it's not real, but even me being a huge diehard wrestling fan, I kind of wondered, oh, is that legit or is that just part of the script, And whenever you could bring that much realism to it, you got your fans hooked. All right. I called that one. I said CM Punk was going to win. That's a win for me. Next match was Nia Jax versus Bayley. Now, Bayley did a great job making Nia Jax look amazing in this match. I cannot remember a wrestler who went from being as bad as I think she was when she first worked with WWE. Then she got released, and now that she's back, she is, I think, a completely different wrestler. I don't know what she did on her off time, if she went and actually got wrestling training, or if they're just utilizing her strengths instead of her weaknesses. But Nia Jax has won me over. She has done a great job. And pairing her up with Tiffany Stratton has made her storylines very, very entertaining. I love that dynamic. I love how they're doing it. They're making her into the monster that she should be, And Tiffany Stratton is a great person to play off of. I think those two are going to have a great story once that actually breaks down and they start feuding against each other. But I am enjoying the ride of them going up there. Now, as far as the actual match goes, Bayley looked like Bayley should. Bayley is the journeyman of the women's division. She can make anybody look good, and she did a great job last night. Did she win? No. Did Nia Jax win? Yes, she did, which I called. But once again, Nia Jax showed that she can be beaten, but when she needs to, she can be that dominant force. Now, there was one little hiccup, and it looked like Bayley tried to powerbomb her and then turned into Nia Jax trying to do a hurricanrana. Mad respects for trying something different, trying to get out of your wheelhouse. She also did a couple submission moves. Absolutely love that. Showed that Nia Jax is willing to show a different range outside of just the ground and pound. I liked it. Did it go over as smoothly as I think that it was supposed to? No, not at all. Not at all. But kudos for trying. Next one, we had Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Right out of the gate, hard hitting, great back and forth. Was it the greatest match on the card? I don't think so, but it helped bring Damian Priest, much needed, into that main event style type match. And the reason why is because when he had the world title, there was multiple different botches that he did, and that's got to play at your mind a little bit. Can you actually make it whenever the big dance is actually on the line? That kind of thing. Damian Priest put on a heck of a match with Finn Balor. I'm not sure if it was just because of the chemistry between those two or what, but that match was very, very entertaining. Not the best match on the card. That still goes to Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, and it doesn't matter. They're going to steal the show. But I would love to see Damian Priest and Finn Balor again. Now, I called it that there's gonna be interference. Damian Priest was able to overcome. I don't know if I like that booking idea. I like my booking idea better because, well, it was my idea. No, just kidding. I do, however, I think that they can't keep letting Finn Balor, they can't keep letting the Judgment Day keep losing like they have been, because you can't say that you're a dominant team if you're never dominant. Doesn't make any sense. So Damian Priest won that one. I did not call that. So far I'm 1 for 2. So next one, Morgan and Rhea Ripley with the Shark Cage. Shark Cage, it kind of played out the way that I thought it was going to, with Dominic Mysterio somehow getting out of it and still getting involved. He did, but they played it up really, really well, where he got stuck and he's hanging upside down, and Rhea Ripley was able to beat him like a pinata. But that was the funny part. The odd part is how he's hanging there, and WWE staff is just like, well, I guess we gotta leave him there. Like, there was no sense of urgency to try to get him down, which kind of took away from the realism of that. So you kind of knew that that was the spot that was supposed to happen. Plus, there was like an exchange between Rhea Ripley and the referee, where the referee even says, "Go ahead and take a couple minutes. I'll let you do that. You know, you deserve it," or something like that. Funny, entertaining. Did it need to happen? I don't think so. But I mean, since it did, it was entertaining. I'm going to watch it. It was good. Now, as far as the match goes, Rhea Ripley thought was going to come in, was going to be dominant. She was not. Liv Morgan attacked that leg that she knew that she had already injured before. I love that. That's that ring psychology. That's match psychology. That is knowing how to make your smaller person still look dominant, like they can still beat that big, massive person, you know? So Rhea Ripley has the power advantage, has the height advantage. Liv Morgan, like she said, had to have the smart advantage. And she did. She outsmarted Rhea Ripley for the majority of the match. I really liked how they did that. And Rhea Ripley, great dance partner for Liv, really made her shine, made her seem like a legitimate world champion, which is funny because somebody had asked her a question about what is the difference between this title run and the title run that she had whenever she beat Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, everybody knows that was just like a fluke thing and was a clumsy happenstance. But this title match, or this title reign, I think is showing off her true skill level. So very, very good with that. And then we also saw Raquel Rodriguez show back up, and it looks like she's going to be the muscle for Liv Morgan, or maybe it's the muscle for Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. I hope that they don't try to play another love triangle between Rodriguez and Dominic and Liv Morgan, because come on, that's getting old if that's the case. So next match is going to be Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline. Wasn't the greatest match in the world. Not really. It was hard to stay as invested in it because you've already been completely invested in the last couple matches, and the pace was a little bit slower. Kudos to Solo Sikoa. He has come into his own. I really like where he's been in the last year. If you would have seen him in NXT, you're like, I hope he never goes to the main roster, because all he's going to be is like a brute for a little bit, and then you can see him kind of stay at the mid card. But he is proving me 100% wrong, and I am happy about that, because him, Jacob Fatu, power personified, fast. It just didn't seem like it was it was flowing. They tried to match those two who are trying to use speed and power to go with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, and I don't think that matchup really went as well as I think it should have. Still a good match. It's decent to watch, but by far, if I was going to rank the matches, I would say Hell in a Cell, Damian Priest, Nia Jackson, and Liv and Morgan. Or Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Then this match. It was good. Further the storyline, we saw Jimmy come back. That was cool. Then, after the match is over with and The Rock and Cody win, which, I didn't actually see that happening. I thought the rest of the bloodline was going to come in. But I had told my wife halfway through, I was like, man, with all these celebrities and as big as they're making it, I bet you The Rock shows up. And sure enough, as soon as the match is over with, The Rock comes out. And he doesn't say a word. All he does, plays his music, side area, just goes 1, 2, 3, and then makes the sign of "you're dead to me," basically. So it looked like he's basically calling out Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Jimmy Uso. So we'll have to see how that storyline develops. Now, after the show goes off the air, they do their little press conference. They further a couple little storylines. What I'd like to see is one of these times they do the storyline where Liv Morgan, as she's talking trash about Rhea Ripley, I'd like to see them hold Rhea Ripley back, but it's still shouting over it. Kind of just, progressing that storyline, making that realism. Like they absolutely hate each other so much that they can't even be in the same room or even in the same building. I'd like to see that. Don't know if they ever will, but hey, if you guys do, I came up with that storyline. Just so you know. Just kidding. But we get some big news. The Rock comes and goes on his Instagram, kind of cuts a promo saying that he's going to tell everybody what he was talking about, what he was out there, whenever he's good and ready, that kind of stuff. And it's actually kind of long on his Instagram. I feel kind of bad that I watched the entire thing because it really didn't say anything except for The Rock repeating himself over and over again, which is kind of his MO now. He doesn't have the same spark as he used to when it comes to holding attention, because he just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. It gets boring after a while. But the real news is that also on media, we find out that Kevin Owens did in fact turn his back on Cody Rhodes and starts attacking him. As Cody Rhodes is going to his tour bus, you see him and Kevin Owens get into a little spat, and then Kevin Owens starts attacking Cody Rhodes, so much so that the security people come and they try to break him away. He goes and he picks up one of those big, heavy plastic trash cans and throws it at Cody, gets into his sweet car. I don't know what color car it was, but it was sweet, and drives off. So I may not have called the match as the win, but I did call the win on Kevin Owens turning on Cody Rhodes. So I'm excited to see where that goes, because now we have a total different dynamic. And the match that we saw where it was Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens, where it was more respectful, out the window. I think we see a grittier, meaner Kevin Owens. We need to, because that's how he's going to get that title. This is my thoughts and opinions of Bad Blood. What was yours? Did you watch it? Did you enjoy it? Are you going to go back and watch it again? Because I've already seen that Hell in the Cell match twice now. But other than that, have a great day. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to others. I know in my part of the world, it's a beautiful day. Hopefully you go out and enjoy it. Have a great day. See you around. Bye-bye.